Good morning, Wairarapa. This is Anthony Aporo from Age Concern. Um, First shout out, I suppose, of the morning goes to my granddaughter. Her name's Sienna Kate Aporo, and it's her 7th birthday today. So, baby, she's flying from the UK to New Zealand today. And so, safe travels, my darling, and I'll see you on Wednesday. It'll be a great time to see you. And I have a guest in this studio today, Lisa Fitzgerald from bowel screening. So, Lisa, would you like to introduce yourself? Tell our listeners who you are and all that kind of stuff.
Atamari. I work with the Māori Health Directorate at what was once the DHB.
It's changed today, isn't it? Just 2 weeks ago, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Some big amazing changes happening. And yes, I'm the bowel screening whānau navigator. So, yeah, bit of a
Bowel screening navigator.
bowel screening whānau navigator. So really, my role consists of three parts. I've got the promotional stuff, which you may have seen our billboards out and about, or the back of the bus.
The back of the bus.
Boy Jack rowing his
Oh, okay. Warren.
on the back of the bus
Oh,
for bowel screening.
yep.
So I've got the promotional space, the educational space, and then there's the outreach space,
Okay.
which is where I get a list of lovely participants that have decided not to send. I'll knock on their door and say, let's have a cup of tea and a chat.
Okay. So let's go back to the first one, the promotional stuff. So what does that look like?
So it's really just about putting it out into our community and having faces and voices that people can actually connect with, people from our community that
Okay.
others can relate to, rather than having somebody from the national,
Okay.
that's
So it's localized.
localized promotion. Yeah. So we've got billboards, back of the bus. We've got our little flyers, posters, and then we will be working on other things like
Okay.
and maybe some bits for TV or social media as well. So
Okay.
put a few bits in there.
So for our listeners there, Lisa, some may not have seen the ads, but in their computer, where can they go to find some information?
Yeah, so there's the website,
Mhm.
the bowel screening website, not to be confused with the bowel cancer website, but there is a link through that website to the bowel screening. It's the first ever screening that's been rolled out that involves men. So it's our first screening for our tāne to jump on board with. And you don't have to apply for it or request it as soon as you turn 60.
Oh, okay.
It will just come in the post. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they've got your, I suppose they'll have your address through your NHI.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it automatically comes through when you're 60.
Will automatically come through, yeah, so you don't have to sign up whatsoever. You may have seen that ad on the national promotional campaign that's just come out with the ad on TV, Horny's birthday. Have you seen that? And he's a birthday.
I don't watch TV, Lisa.
So you have to check it out. It's on the bowel screening website.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I suppose the obvious question, why does the people need to do bowel screening? What's it all about?
Yeah, so I guess the reason behind it is that worldwide we're quite high on
Oh, wow.
yeah.
What's the first?
The first is gosh, I should know this. I only know about bowel cancer.
Oh, okay, that's right. Sorry for putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I do know it. It's just gone out of my head.
That's okay.
Yeah,
We know that bowel cancer is the second highest.
it's the second.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Okay.
We've lost something.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, that's okay, Lisa. That's okay. Yeah, I got a bit dazed for a while. My instruments weren't functioning. I'm going, huh? What's the matter here?
It's called Monday morning.
Yeah, Monday. I thought it hadn't happened with people, you know.
No, equipment.
It must be. So, in terms of, as you said, New Zealand has got a high rate of bowel cancer, and it's the second most highest cancer that we have in New Zealand.
Yeah, so lungs.
Lungs. Okay. And in terms of ethnicity wise, so we know on some other stats, Māori and Pacifica are high on that list, on those lists. So where would we come, Māori and Pacifica, on the list for bowel cancer? Are we still up there or?
Not necessarily. I think there was a study done through Cancer New Zealand that showed that Māori and Pacific people were less likely to have bowel cancer, but because they're not getting it detected early, they're more likely to die from it. So, and it's that early detection. And this is the message that we want to get out, is that these test kits aren't about being sick. It's not about you, It's a wellness tool. That's what we want to kind of share with people, that it's a tool. It's part of your warrant of fitness. It's a tool for you to assure that you are well for longer, because early detection it saves life. You have a 90% chance of long-term survival if it's caught early. It's one of those ones there's not a lot of symptom or sign in the early stages of bowel cancer, so it is often missed or overlooked. And I think people just generally, you can kind of explain stuff away, I've got a sore puko and it's because I've eaten this, or I'm gluten-free or whatever. You can, just explain stuff away, but actually,
Lisa, I'm going to go back to the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the technical difficulty.
Okay.
We missed some of the important stuff. And sorry, listeners, my bad. Okay. So let's introduce yourself again and your role at the DHB and promotions.
Okay.
The other stuff is about education, and we're on that at the moment. So
Ka pai. Kia ora. My name's Lisa Marie Fitzgerald. I'm from Māori Health Directorate at the hospital here, working as a bowel screening whānau navigator, which encompasses the promotion of bowel screening, the education around bowel screening, and the outreach work, where I get to come and knock on your door if you've been naughty and haven't returned your test. And we have a cup of tea and a chat.
Okay. So you said before that the statistics for Māori and Pacifica are quite low, but that could be due to undetected.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. So next year, there's been quite a lot of discussion over the last few years. It's been rolling for 5 years now. At Wairarapa, we were one of the first DHBs to take it up. So we've just recently had our little celebration to go, yay us. Like the last DHBs only just got on board with the program.
Oh.
Yeah, and we were here 5 years ago doing it.
Wow.
So providing it for our community and trying to get
So we're really up there.
We're up there,
in terms of getting ahead of the game.
Yeah. I think part of that was probably the Māori Health Directorate and Fiona, like the clinical team here, could see that for Wairarapa we're second in New Zealand for a high rate
of
bowel cancer. Yeah, next to South Canterbury, I think, is the first runner-up that has the biggest incidence. So
Do they
Wairarapa
know
is
why that might be?
no, not there's no definitive to that. They can only, all we can do is just look at the commonalities between the two regions. High farming, rural, very rural areas. Air quality has been one kind of possibility because we both have not that great air quality. Yeah, so there's a lot of water quality. There's a lot of factors that could be contributing to it.
That's quite scary, actually.
Yeah.
It's quite scary if we're the second highest in
Yeah.
New Zealand.
But then for nationwide, for Māori and our Pacific whānau, the test kits are being rolled out at 50
Okay.
because it needs to be
Early detection?
early detection. We want that caught earlier, rather than later. So this is going to be a challenge for us for next year, moving forward, because up to this stage, our most difficult people to kind of get on board are our 60 to 65s that are working. They're busy. They've got busy lives. So those are our
Challenges.
that age group. So yeah, bringing on our 50 to 65 is now going to be the next challenge. So hence the promotional stuff, hence the trying to just get it out there, get the word out that this is just part of your health
fitness,
check. Yeah.
It's interesting you say that, Lisa, because for age concern, all right, and this was a nationwide survey done on people coming back into the community after going into Orange.
Oh, yes. Yep.
The ones who stayed inside, isolated more, were the 60s to 65s.
Wow.
Yeah, the over 65s, they were out there.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's interesting, the mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it about not doing it or
Yeah.
not wanting to go out? Is it fear?
Yeah. I think,
What is it?
Yeah.
Especially in terms of the aging population nationally, that was the age group that stayed isolated.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is interesting, yeah. Well, from my kōrero with some of our participants, I do get a lot of I'd rather not know. So I think there's that, I guess, kind of life philosophy there that they've got, my time is my time and I'd rather not know. There's other misconceptions around the test kit itself, like, what do I do with this? So that's part of the education side of things, which with COVID we haven't been able to do a lot. So that's going out into businesses and community events and talking to people about how to complete your test kit, and you do it in the comfort of your own home. Nobody needs to know. The sample size is just a grain of rice. It's not anything.
Okay, so let's go back just one step, I suppose, Lisa.
Yeah.
In terms of the test kit, what do you got to do?
Yeah, so it will come with a letter with your NHI number. So you just read through. There's a pamphlet that tells you what to do. These are really good on the bowel screening website or even on YouTube. There's a really good sort of video on the steps you need to take. So you just read through your stuff. You get your little yellow sticker and you stick it on the side of your little test tube thing. Go to the wharepaku. Do your mimmies first if you're a lady. Sometimes that's a little bit hard to do the stop in between.
Yeah.
That comes with a piece of paper that's biodegradable that you can flush and it breaks down, and it says sample sheet on it. So you just lay that on top of the water in the wharepaku, do your tūtai, give it a tiny little scrape with the little stick bit, stick it back into the test tube, and that should have your date. You put your date that you've done it, and then there's a little plastic bag, so it's sealed. Put that in there, put it in the provided envelope with your paperwork, and pop it back in the post box and send it back. So that's it. It's pretty easy, just to have that check-in to make sure that, you know, you're well and things are what they need to be down there.
So in terms of doing the test, is there a time frame? Now, why I ask this question is because, say I did the test on Friday.
Yeah, don't do the test on Friday.
Okay.
Sorry, Anthony. That's a big no-no.
Why is that, Lisa?
So the test is only live for 7 days.
Oh, okay.
So we don't want it to be stuck in the post somewhere and then they call back and go, it's spoiled, so you have to do it all over again. Nobody wants to do it again. You only want to do it once every 2 years.
Okay, so you repeat it every second year?
Yeah, so every 2 years it'll get sent out to you to do. So for us here, we do ask that it be done on a Monday or a Tuesday, and then it gives that decent amount of time to get through the mail system up to the lab in Auckland City. So it's got a little way to travel.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do ask for a Monday or Tuesday. If you're busy and you're working 7 days a week, do it on Sunday. Yeah.
Well, this may sound funny. It's not meant to be funny, but it may sound funny.
Yeah.
Especially for the whānau out there who say that they're busy doing it. My question would be, how often do you go to the wharapaku?
Well, this is, not everyone's the same.
No,
So
but when
some people-
you do still got to go.
You do still got to go, yes.
And so in terms of still having to go, you're still doing the business,
Yeah.
okay? And so what would it take just to do that little scrape?
Yeah, it doesn't take much. And I think a lot of it is just, like you said before, just the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because as I said, you're still going to the toilet sometime.
yeah.
So why not? Okay. And so I'll tell you a little story, Lisa, that happened to me the other night.
Okay.
Yeah, it happened to me the other night. So I had one of my mokos staying with me, and we watched Jumanji, right? We watched Jumanji.
Yeah.
And then after that, we're laying in bed, and he goes, "Hey, Koko," and I go, "What's the matter?" He goes, "Will you die?" And I said, "Yep, I'll die one day." And he goes, "But I don't want you to." And then that got me thinking about other things, and this is about health.
Yes.
Okay. So the question I asked myself when he was talking to me, because he started crying and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
I said to him, well, for myself, what can I do to make sure I'm around for my grandchildren?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is part of our messaging with our localised campaign, is that, yes, the bowel screening test is for currently 60 to 75, but actually these are our important people that, you know, provide quite a lot of stability and love and all that stuff to a whānau like that we don't want to lose them. So we do message that it's not just, although the test is for that age group, it's a whānau thing. This needs to be, you know, I want, if someone's going to visit Nan or Koro and sees the screening envelope on the kitchen table, the bench, then for them to go, I know what that is, I know what it's for, and I would like you to do it. You know, that would, messaging from your whānau is a far more powerful tool than having me coming and knocking on your door and asking for a chat and, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Whānau, I think, are a really important tool to use in getting more of our people participating in the screening.
Absolutely. And our life expectancy has got longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I agree. It's not about me.
No, yeah.
Okay. It's about us.
Yeah.
And the other part I was considering when my grandson was asking me this question about mortality was I've still got a lot to invest.
Absolutely.
I've still got a
And
lot to invest.
teach and share.
That's right.
And yeah.
I read somewhere about inheritance, and I can't remember where it was, Lisa. And in this particular passage, it said that a lot of people look at inheritance as being financial
Yeah.
or material.
Yeah.
Okay, where this passage talked about more about knowledge and spirituality.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you grow that with your mokopuna?
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you instill these values that we had in the past?
Yes.
Yeah, about looking after about our own well-being.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my son yesterday. Yeah, it was my son, and he was saying the same things about dieting and all that kind of stuff. Well, having the right foods. He goes, Pa, we can neglect our own well-being for what we perceive to be for someone else. He said, but at the end of the day, if you ain't here, Pa.
Yeah.
Good point, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, who made you name Yoda?
That inheritance you gave him.
Yeah, it forced me with you. Yeah, so I agree totally in terms of that warrant of fitness.
Yeah.
You've got to see them as your friends, the doctors
Yeah.
as your friends.
Yeah.
We've got to see health professional as your allies to combat the war, and I'm going to use the term war,
Yes.
on disease.
Yeah.
Yeah, and well-being.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And there's a lot, there's a lot of it. I think our modern age, there's a cost to it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's cancers.
Yeah. Everything has a cost.
Yeah.
Opportunity costs.
Yeah.
Whatever that might look like.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So,
Yeah.
whānau, if you are out there and I'm going to come clean, I didn't want a visit from Lisa.
Yeah, I'm scary.
So I've already done my screening and sent it away. And initially it was scary. And I'm going, And the scary part for me was thinking, what would it come back as? That was the scary part.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got over that.
Yeah.
Because I thought to myself, well, if it comes, and this is just for me, if it comes back negative, great.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If it comes back positive, great.
Yes.
Because that just means, all right then, got to do some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So both of them for me were positive, whether it was a negative test
Many.
or if it was a positive test. All it meant to say is that I needed some help. So go get some help.
Yeah.
And be blind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So since the release here in 2017, we've sent out over 36,000 test kits. And out of those 36,000 test kits in the Wairarapa, 500 cancers were detected. Over 500 came back with a positive result, so then would have to go forward for a colonoscopy, which is just that further investigation. So then from that over 500, we had 46 cancers detected.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's another thing that we kind of really want to promote. This is a health tool. It's not about people being unwell. It's about using this as that tool to check in with your health and go, oh yeah, no, I'm all good. Or like you say, oh, actually, I need a bit of support here now.
So what do they detect for?
So the test itself just detects blood. It detects blood in the stool, and
Okay.
that is a sign of polyps. So that's what they're looking for, and it's the polyps in your colon
Yep.
that then grow into cancers.
Okay.
So when they go in for a colonoscopy, they could just be finding polyps,
Yep.
or it might be a bit more advanced than that.
Okay. So this is what I'm hearing. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what I'm hearing. So we had just over 500 come back with blood in the stool.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so that didn't mean to say you had cancer.
No.
All that meant to say was that there was blood in your stool. Well, let's see why that blood is in your stool, because it could be
Diverticulitis, something or other. That's like a
piles,
yeah.
hemorrhoids.
Yeah. Well, I think they're more on the outer, but yeah, it's just that's all it's saying is that we just need to investigate further to see what is the cause of this.
And then you go to another stage, which is the colonoscopy. That sounds scary. It's just a big word, once you know what the word it means.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a big word, colonoscopy, and it's a big word, but it is a scientific word.
It is, yeah.
And all it means is, searching if there's anything wrong in your colon.
Yes, yeah.
So that's not scary.
No, it's not, no.
But the big word is scary. So when we understand what the word means,
Yes, yeah.
it takes away some of the fear as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Yeah.
Because we're just dispelling some of the myths out there.
Yes, yeah.
And we only had about 46, did you say?
Yeah, 46. Yep, 46 cancers detected.
And that doesn't mean...
And 21 of those were stage 1. So 21 of those, so
Just
the
under half?
majority of them, are like the very low grade, so
Yeah.
that's some...
See, that was even great in saying that, because we had 500. Okay.
Yeah.
We dropped it down to
We investigated. Yeah.
down to 46.
Yeah.
Out of that 46, 21, we're dropping down even more,
Yeah.
was stage 1. And what that meant for me, I'm just getting a bit excited. Sorry, Lisa.
Yeah. Good. I like it.
Is that it gives me a better opportunity to do something about it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe there might be a little bit of a lifestyle change there that you need to take, or because the other part of bowel cancer is it's and if it's in your whānau as well. So if it is a hereditary thing as well. So if you do have it in your whānau,
Yeah. Go and test.
test. Yeah, take the test. You can
Stop it
feel
before it
well, but there might still,
Yeah.
it's just, it's that checking in.
Yeah.
Just checking in. So, and I bought you a present.
Gee, thanks, Lisa.
Because-
it's not my birthday. I said it was my granddaughter's birthday.
Happy birthday, granddaughter. Because now you're schooled up.
You are so funny, Lisa.
Now you're schooled up on bowel screening. You can represent
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely, Lisa.
and wear our.
I'm glad you got me a big
beautiful
size too.
So that's for you.
Thank you very much, Lisa. And it's good to promote. It's good to go out there and promote.
Yes, yeah. Well, so hopefully now that, fingers crossed, COVID's not going to be interrupting
Really, it
life
doesn't matter, does it?
quite so much.
Huh?
Yeah, I think we're just kind of trying to get on with things. We're going to be out and about, getting into our clubs, our big businesses, and just spreading the word. So if you are out there and you own a business of some description where your staffing is from 50 plus, then you can give me a call, and for your health and safety meeting, I could come and have a little kōrero with your team around.
Okay, Lisa, can you shout out your phone number then?
Oh, gosh. I don't think I can.
Or ring the, what do they call it now? Is it still the Wairarapa DHB?
Good question. Oh, no, look.
Or just ring the 0900
Yeah, they won't know
946
who I am. But,
and
yeah.
ask them for the Māori directed? They should have it there, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could ring my personal number.
No. We will not give them that out.
Sorry, I didn't bring my phone number. I don't know that one off by heart.
Or
But
just ring, as I
The
said,
Māori
hospital
Health Directorate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and ask for Lisa Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bowel screening nurse. You say to them you want a cup of tea.
In a kōrero, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the bowel screening nurse, because,
sorry.
yeah. So I have no clinical background. So my background is in early childhood.
Okay.
So I'm, talking about bums and poos is just old hand to me.
Yep. Okay, so let's go back a few steps in terms of lifestyle changes. We know that there are a lot of variables for bowel cancer. We just talked about that a bit earlier. So what might some of those changes
Look like?
look like? Because I could start with some of the changes now if I wanted to,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what might some of those look like?
So it's just probably all the regular stuff that, the recommendations from Cancer New Zealand are things like regular daily exercise, adopting a more plant-based diet. So red meat is another big contributor to bowel cancer. Hence why I think possibly why Wairarapa and South Canterbury are both have higher incidence with bowel cancer because, both big farming and, farms have
Red meat?
red meat. So they've both probably got quite high red meat diets. So that's one of the other ones is just having a bit more of a plant-based diet and, healthy weight. Like it's all of that normal stuff.
Yeah.
And doing your bowel screening test
Yeah.
to check in.
Yeah, I was just thinking of a term that we use in the aging community, and it's a healthy gut, a healthy mind.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. And
So
so
the flora and fauna in your puku is so important, even for things like your serotonin levels, like that's where all your happy drug is.
For your mental health.
For your mental health, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I hear that, and they're all connected
Yes, yeah.
because we're in one body, eh?
Yeah, that's right. And it's a pretty well-oiled machine when it's being cared for and fed the right stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we can make it, as you said before, you used the term warrant of fitness. If we can check like we check our car, make sure our car goes.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that we can last longer.
Yes.
You get some of these hot rods or things like that who have been reconditioned.
Yeah.
They keep on going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to run yourself on some 98.
Okay. With that, Lisa, I think let's play a song.
Now there you go again, you say you want your freedom. Well, who am I to keep you down? It's only right that you should play the way you feel it. Listen carefully to the sound of your loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad. In the stillness of remembering what you had and what you lost. And Here I go again, I see crystal vision. I keep my visions to myself. It's only me who wants to wrap around your dreams. And have you any dreams you'd like to sell? Dreams of loneliness, like a heartbeat drives you mad. In the stillness of remembering what you had and what you lost. And what you had, ooh, what you lost. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Said women, they would come and they would go. When the rain washes you clean, you know. Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Well, women, they will come and they will go. When the rain washes you clean, you know. You know. You will know. Oh, you know.
There was Fleetwood Mac and Dreams. And so this is what I'm talking about in terms of dreams. Our dreams is our future, because if we don't dream, then there's no hope. Yeah. And so when we have hope, okay, then we have motivation to move forward.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the reasons why I like that song, because, as I said, it inspires to do something else.
Yeah.
So, Lisa, in terms of, have you got any stories of your own or personal experiences that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I not of my personally me, but my mum before. One of the reasons why I put my hand up for this role was back in our first lockdown in 2020. My mum became unwell. She had a very sore back. We'd been doing yoga on the tennis court, so I thought, oh, you've pulled a muscle.
Yep.
And it just progressively got worse and worse and worse. So we ended up in the hospital after several weeks of trying to work out what exactly it was. It turned out to be a huge cancer. So this is kind of reflecting back on what I was saying before about how when things are not right, you can kind of try and explain stuff away. Well, my mum had been, 5 years up to this, had a persistent cough and a sore back, and was trying to work out what that was, and was told it was onset adult asthma.
Oh, yeah.
And given steroids and given this, but no further kind of investigation, even though it had been really long term. So my message to people is, you know your body best. You know what feels right for you. You know what's well. You know what's not. And if you do feel like you've got any signs or symptoms, don't wait for your 60th birthday and a test kit coming in the post. Go to your GP. You are your best health champion.
Yeah.
and especially with the support of your whānau. So, yeah, so if people do have any worries or concerns or symptoms, like a radical change in your stools or how often you go wharipako, abdominal pain, blood, if you notice blood, then go see your GP. Yeah, so the test is specifically for people that do not have symptoms.
Yep. Well, the interesting part for me is if you have blood in your stool, something's not right.
No.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are lots of reasons as to why there could be blood in your stool, but yeah.
But that's not normal.
But if it's not normal for you, then go. Please don't wait.
Yeah.
Don't wait.
Yeah, the other part of that too, Lisa, is in terms of that myth, just go to Mitre 10, get a teaspoon of concrete and harden up.
Yeah,
That type of attitude or that bravado.
Yeah, it doesn't help our people, does
No.
it? Yeah.
Especially among our male.
Yes.
I don't know where it come from.
Yeah.
I don't know where it come from. And I'll tell a story.
It's a bad joke. That
I'll tell you a story of my koroa. Okay, he was staunch as, and I mean he was staunch as, and he was staunch because when he was in the army, he was in the Wairarapa Māori mounted rifles.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah, and so he went to see King Edward as well, and he was presented with a sword from King Edward for his services. He went to Buckingham Palace to get the sword and all that kind of stuff. The sword is in Te Papa at the moment.
Wicked.
Okay, but he was staunch because if he wasn't staunch in war, good luck. But when he was home, he was a market gardener.
Oh, beautiful, yeah.
And he provided, him and his brother had land out Te Oreore, that's where I'm from, and they used to supply Marston with a lot of the vegetables and produce that around at that time.
Yeah.
So in one aspect, he was staunch because he was an army.
Yeah.
So when he was in that role, military people are military people.
Yeah.
But when he was in a civilian mode, he wasn't.
Yeah.
He's a humble man.
Yes.
Okay, so in terms, and sometimes my own whānau, we have to put those into perspective. Yes, when there are hard decisions we make them.
Yeah.
But, okay, it doesn't mean to say we take a teaspoon of concrete.
No.
We've got a brain, and we use that in order to make sure the decisions we make are good decisions for our whānau. And in terms of Māoridom, it isn't about the singular. It's always about the multitude.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
And so if that bravado stops me from contributing to the wider whānau, then
there's
from
no
my
payoff.
perspective, it doesn't work that way.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And so, yes, we be strong in what we believe. Yes, we do this. Yes, we do that. But when it comes for, as I said, how do we help our whānau? How do we help our mokopuna? And then how do I help I had a dream once, and in this dream I was 300 years old, Lisa.
Wow.
300, yeah. And my granddaughter said to me, Koro, what did you leave me for my inheritance? Okay, this was in this dream. And so I said to her, I leave you obesity, I leave you diabetes, I leave you respiratory issues, I leave you with asthma, I leave you with gout. They are the presents that I give to you, Mamuko. And I went, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
What kind of present is that?
Yeah.
I don't want to be leaving that.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to be leaving that.
Yeah, and it's that role modelling that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the healthy role modelling that we need to be passing down to our children. Yeah.
So that was an epiphany that I had.
Wow, that was a strong dream.
It was. And so I changed because I don't want to give my grandchildren,
Yeah.
leave them with that inheritance. That's sucky.
No,
That's
yeah.
dumb on my part.
Yeah.
That's being neglectful on my part.
Yeah. And not just to yourself.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so, as you said, we have to be role models
Yeah. And
for our mokopuna,
absolutely.
for our mokomoko.
Yeah.
We have to be role models. And how do we do that? By action.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by action. And
Yeah.
so whānau, if you, because you're listening out there, and if you have some concerns about, or even some questions, go to the website,
Yes, absolutely.
have a look at the website.
The website's great. There's so much information on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Or give the Māori director a call and ask for Lisa Fitzgerald
Yeah.
to come and have a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And some
Kōrero,
biscuits.
aye. Or go to your GP.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got some issues.
Yeah. Even if you have to, and this is, from my perspective anyway, this will be really helpful. Talk to your whānau.
Absolutely.
Get them on board
Yeah.
and say to them, this is what I'm feeling. You could be whakamā. And so whakamā for me doesn't mean shy. Okay? What whakamā means to me is to get others to help you to come to a place of marama, understanding of enlightenment.
Yeah.
That's what whakamā means to me. So that your future, your dreams and your aspirations, especially with your mokopuna, can be achieved because of what you are doing for your mokopuna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Lisa, some other things I was going to talk to you about was around risk factors.
Yeah. So we touched briefly on, that it is a hereditary disease. So again, if there's been bowel cancer in your whānau, then and you're symptom free, just do your test, because it was the most safest, surest way that you're checking in with your health, that it's not present for you. Other risk factors, I guess, like we were talking about before, would be eating too much processed foods.
Processed food, yeah.
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 Why?
High red meat. I guess because we're like a creature of nature, and processed foods is like chemicals and toxins, and we weren't built for overloads of chemicals and toxins. So, and a lot of them, nutritionally, they don't hold a lot of nutritional value at all. So don't even get me started on 2-minute noodles. Basically, if you can grow it and you can hunt it, you can eat it. It's kind of...
Yeah. I like that bit about processed foods because, as you said, their process is the key word. It has a lot of different additives in it.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's to make sure that it stays not fresh, but it's cured for a while, that it's you can have it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean to say it's good for you.
No, because generally they're high salt, high sugar,
Yeah.
and salt. Salt can actually is poisonous. When you have
Too much.
too much, it's a poison.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So let's, and whānau, it only, we don't have to go out there and rush into
no.
little steps.
It's just one tiny thing at a time. Like, honestly, you don't have to make huge lifestyle changes, but just making one little step towards a healthier lifestyle is all it takes. One walk at night after your main meal,
Yeah. I see.
but not just one, like consistently one walk.
Every night.
Every night.
Yeah. I was talking to one whānau member and I said, he said, bro, I love boil ups. And I said, cool. That's good. How often do you change the water? Yes. What do you mean? I went, well, it's got all the fat on top, right? Yes. Yeah. So, well, you can leave your bones in there and then scoop the fat off the next day,
Yeah.
or you can change the water a couple of times. You'll still have your boil up.
Yeah. See, boil up's not actually too bad. It's the bread, the doughboys,
Yeah,
the butter. Those are the bits that are the
Additives.
Yeah. So boil up's not too bad, especially with your bones because they release, they've got collagen and all that good stuff in them, the marrow, and so if you're not choosing a high, real fatty meat in the first place, like it's actually it's healthy, full of greens. Get that puha and that watercress in there.
I know.
Oh.
It's crazy, eh?
It's awesome. Yeah.
Chinese have a boil up too. It's called a hot pot.
Ah, yes, yeah. It's nice and spicy.
Yeah, the difference is the spices.
Yeah.
But it's actually the same.
The same, yeah.
It's the same. They just had, and as you said, you have a lot of greens in there.
Yeah.
Kumara, kamo.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm hungry.
Yes, just stay away from the fry bread and the doughboys.
And the butter.
In the butter.
Yeah. Well, Lisa, we come to our time, and that hour has gone pretty quickly.
It's been, thank you so much, Anthony, for having me.
It's a pleasure.
It's been enjoyable.
It's a pleasure.
Just
And so
sharing that message.
I go well on your promotion. Yeah.
Yes.
And whānau, as Lisa said, it's all about our own warrant of fitness
Yeah.
and our dreams for the future with our mokopuna, tamariki, and the things that we could give them as gifts
Yeah.
for their future, so they don't get the presents that we might have got. Or
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you regularly do your bowel screening test, share your story with your people, with your peers, your whānau. Like, be an advocate for other people to make health changes and, their voice is better.
Well, Lisa, go well, take care, and
you.
have a good trip when you get there.
Yes.
Pai Maria.
Ka kite.